Kletch family. It is 4 years since the Ethopia crash that happened in 2019 that involved the aeroplane ET302. Since after the crash, so many families were affected. In fact, I learned that 2 Nigerians were involved in that plane as well. But before we give them some respect and before we give them a memorial, I want to break down what actually caused this plane to crash 6 minutes after leaving the airport. The first question is, who is the pilot of Ethiopian Airline flight ET302 that crashed in 2019, and what is his years of experience? Was the fault from the pilot or from the aeroplane? Boeing 737 MAX. The name of the pilot is Yared Getachew, a 29 years old young man who had 10 years of experience and with more than 8,000 hours of flight time. So this is to tell you that this Yared Getachew is not a fresh pilot. And note that this plane is a new plane, not an old plane. This young man is a very experienced pilot, had over 10 years of experience before flying this ET302 Ethiopian Airline. This plane was meant to fly from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to Kenya, Nairobi. Yared Getachew is from Kenya, so he was very happy that he will be going home. At least when he lands in Nairobi, he will see his family. Very loving and always good to be around with. He respects everybody, both young and old. On this day, everybody gathered to, of course, take their normal flight from Ethiopia to Kenya. All the processes has already happened and the 149 passengers were already loaded in the plane with 8 crew members getting ready to enjoy their flight from Ethiopia to Kenya. Suddenly, this plane took off. Everything was going smoothly. First minute, second minute, third minute, fourth minute, fifth minute, and immediately it got to 6 minutes of the takeoff. This flight was supposed to be a 2 hours journey. So just 6 minutes of takeoff, everything was already going normal. Suddenly, the plane developed faults. MCAS. The Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System developed faults and caused the plane to nose down. That is when the plane comes down like this. Instead of flying like this, the plane nose down. And all efforts that was done by Yared Getachew and his team, because he was the chief pilot, all efforts that Yared Getachew and the crew members did to save the plane from crashing didn't help the plane. And of course, they sent a distress call to the airport to report the issue that they are already facing, and they asked them to return back to the airport. But since they have lost control both from the steering and from the system, from the MCAS, it was very difficult to turn the plane. The plane kept coming down, and Yared Getachew kept trying all his best to bring back this plane. All efforts, the system could not recover. This plane kept going down from 45,000 feet to 20,000 feet to 10,000 feet to 5,000 feet to 1,000 feet, and suddenly the plane crashed. At least you can see from the videos, these are the clips that was recorded before the plane crashed. And the 149 passengers with 8 crew members, all of them lost their life. Dear Kletch family, when I heard this story in 2019, I was emotionally broken. And because I couldn't make a video then to mourn with these people and their families, that is why I decided to bring back this memory, to respect every one of the crew members who did everything possible to make sure that this Ethopia Airline ET302 could at least return back to the airport so that it will be fixed. You see, I am somebody that fly a lot. I love traveling, and most times when I'm on the plane, I used to get scared because of turbulence. Whenever turbulence starts, I'll be very scared because it seems that the aeroplane, once it develops fault, if it cannot reach the ground safely, then everybody will definitely go in for it. Just like the story of Kachi Okuchi that was involved in Sosoliso Airline. Everybody escaped it. It was only 2 of them that came out. It's very sad and it's very painful that this family, both young, old, babies, were all involved in this plane, rich and poor. But even though they prayed and prayed and prayed for God to give them another chance and another opportunity, they couldn't get it. Of course, it was a very, very sad end. So, Clash family, I will urge each and every one of us to give them the respect and memorial they deserve. May God continue to console their loved ones, because no matter what, you can never replace them. No matter how we want to cry, no matter how we want to set a memorial, you can never replace each and every one person on that plane. And may they continue to rest.
Los Angeles Tower, Continental 1973, Lima.